Cameraman here, folks. Got a little story time, everybody. First I want to say that I don't think fighting is cool. I don't think fighting is good to do. I think it gets you in trouble. You mess with the wrong guy, you could get shot, get your ass kicked, you know. But after saying that, where I grew up in Queens, it was the kind of neighborhood where you better be ready to fight. You better not punk out of a fight. You know, we used to call it pussy out. Because you better not come back to the neighborhood if you did that. Okay? And the neighborhood that we grew up in, I'm going to do a story on it. Because my brother-in-law was from there. You guys saw I put in the community that, you know, may he rest in peace. And I know he will. Firefighter. But he was the older generation of what we used to call hill boys, because we were from a neighborhood called Queensboro Hill. And if you Google Queensboro Hill, you'll see where it is. And that's where we were from. Me and Stuntman and my brother-in-law and the older, we used to call them the older boys. He was about 7 years older than me. So when I was running around the schoolyard, you know, and when I say schoolyard, it was like it was a schoolyard, like hardcore schoolyard, broken glass, graffiti, you know, basketball hoops with no hoop. It was a mess, but that was our schoolyard, and you didn't come into that schoolyard unless you were from the neighborhood or you came in, you know, like with a family member, like, oh, yo, this is my cousin, because everybody would be like, yo, who's this guy right here? It would be a problem. It's just the way it was, but that's the way I grew up. It was about fighting and drinking, and I'm not a drinker, but back then, that's what the neighborhood was about. How much can you drink and still walk? And how good could you fight? How could you handle yourself, you know, in a situation? And we used to fight other neighborhoods all the time. And we had a reputation of, you don't mess with the hill. Don't mess with the guys from the hill, because it's not good for you. And we used to all wear chains on our wrists. We used to call them hill chains. It's a link, you'd see them on like pull down gates on stores and stuff, but we used to go up to the hardware store when you hit, let's say, like 15 years old, and you get yourself a hill chain, and you go up there, and your mother would be like, you're not wearing that hill chain, you're not wearing that hill chain. But we wore the hill chain when we hit that certain age. And I remember me and my friends that were all, you know, 14, 15 years old, we went up to the hardware store, we got a hill chain. When you got the hill chain, you crimped it, and you never took it off. That was it. You were from the hill. And you were proud of that, and you wore that chain, and wherever you went, people saw that chain, and he's a hill boy. Now, we go and get these chains, and one of the older guys in the neighborhood, very serious guy, even to this day, very serious guy, he's like, yo, the fuck you guys doing? Like, what? Yeah, you know, we're young, and he's in his early 20s, and, I mean, the guy was 5'5". He was in the Nationals. I don't know if you guys are familiar with bodybuilding. He was in the Nationals, and he could back it up. Like, he was one of these guys where, you know, he's in a club, and one of the bouncers had a problem with him. He knocked his 4 front teeth out. One punch. Boom. That was the end of the bouncer getting wise. But that's what they used to do. They didn't fight. I was talking to him not that long ago about the neighborhood, you know, and how we grew up and everything. And he goes, we didn't go to clubs and fight other people. We went to clubs and fought the bouncers, man. That's what we used to do. And you guys saw the bouncer story that I had from when I was younger, but with Austin and everything. But there's a story time about Austin. But just to let you know how we grew up and what it was about. That was it. Anyway, so he called, you know, I don't want to say his name and all that out of respect for him, but even to this day, you just respect the older guy. You see the older guys in the neighborhood, it's like, hey, what's up, man? Even though I'm 50, they're almost 60, pushing past 60, and guys a little bit older than me and a little bit younger than me, we just had that respect for each other, and we still do. But he goes, what are you guys doing? We're like, what? He goes, the fuck you doing with them chains? I was like, what? He took us back to his house, into his garage, and had like 7 of us, and he explained how serious this chain was and how you have to respect it and how when you have that chain on your wrist, you better never back down ever, or you better not show your face back in the neighborhood, which would kind of be tough because you lived you lived in the neighborhood. So what are you gonna do? Never go home again? You know, Ma, sorry, I gotta sleep at grandma's house because I backed down in a fight. It wasn't gonna happen, man. So, you know, we didn't win all the fights. We got our asses kicked many times, man. But we usually did pretty good. And everyone knew that even if you beat us down, we had an army, man. The neighborhood was, I could tell stories about this neighborhood forever. But anyway, yeah, so he told us about the chains and this, that, and the other thing. So anyway, fast forward a few years, and Austin was my workout partner. You guys see the picture. If you go into the community section, you see Austin. We were workout partners. Now, I had not a lot of workout partners, probably like, I would say over the years, probably a good solid 3 workout partners, maybe 4. And everybody wanted to work out with me because I trained hard. I brought it, man. I didn't let my workout partners, you know, slack. I was on top of them. I was on top of them because I wanted to do my set and I wanted to train hard. And you feed off each other. So anyway, Austin used to leave messages on my answer machine years ago when there were no cell phones. And my girlfriend at the time, who's my wife, she'd listen to them and go, Austin's crazy. You got to eat his message. This was literally the message. And Austin, if you see this, man, I love you. Anyway, he'd be like this. He'd be like, Mooney, go to the gym. We'll go to the gym 6 o'clock. We'll pick you up 6 o'clock. We're going to the gym, Mooney. You ready to go to the gym? We'll go to the gym, Mooney. 6 o'clock. I'll be in your house. Click. I'd be like, now, how do you not get psyched for a workout when you hear that? We used to go into gyms and just, we used to hit different gyms, the same gym. We go in there with we go into a fresh gym that nobody knew us in with a sweatshirt, with a tank top underneath, and we would pump up like fucking, and take off the sweatshirts, and all these kids in the gym would be like, what the fuck? They were baffled. It wasn't like we were professionals or anything, but they're like, what are these guys, wrestlers? Like, what's going on? We would just, listen, you know, you guys saw the picture I put in the community. You know, at 19 years old, I had 19.5-inch arms, cold, ice cold, without a pump. I used to think that was fake if you pumped up your arms and measured them. You know, my neck was probably 19 inches. We were monsters. And you see the picture of Austin. He was a beast, man. We were, you know, we go into the gyms like monsters, man. We used to love it. You know, we weren't being harmful. We weren't being assholes, but we would just go in there and be quiet and be like, we'd be shrugging like 7 plates on each side. And back then, you know, guys are putting up numbers in the gym that we didn't even go near, man. Like today, it's a different story, man. Guys are monsters. And as far as fighting, I don't want to get into a fight today, man. Half you guys out there, you're going to bust the capsule with an armbar or something. I'm not fighting over. I don't want to fight. Back in the day, man, if you could handle yourself, if you knew basic boxing and you knew how to throw a nice punch and, you know, you could fight. But anyway, so Austin, Mooney, pick me up. I'll go to Boulevard. So the Boulevard was Francis Lewis Boulevard. So we used to go cruising on Franny. It was called Franny Lou. We'll go to Franny Lou, whatever. My sister had a Jeep. It was a CJ7 with soft top, soft doors. And so I pick them up. It's got no doors on it, no top, red CJ, 1986, stick shift, right? So I pull up, and my guy get in. He comes in. He's a monster. He gets in with a tank top. I have a tank top. So we're 2 schmucks driving around with tank tops on like we're tough and everything, you know? So we didn't even get to the Boulevard yet. We're on our way. We're on the service road to the Long Island Expressway. And we just start coming up to Francis Lewis Boulevard. There's a school on the corner called St. Francis Prep. And this kid in front of me hits the gas and takes a bottle and wings it out of his window and smash, it crashes on the hood of the Jeep. I'm like, I go to Austin. Mooney, get that motherfucker, Mooney, get that motherfucker. I'm like, oh, here we go. I fly. Now he takes off. He's like, fuck you. Boom, he's gone, right? I catch him at a light. Get in front of him. I get out of the Jeep. I don't give a fuck. I get out, and the guy's like, oh, fuck. He starts rolling his window up, right? I say, you motherfucker. He's like, fuck you, fuck you. I grab the glass. Psh, I pop it right out. Fucking shatters everywhere. There's glass in my hand. Boom, I start blasting him through the window. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh, stop. He's trying to like get back. Just fucking clipping him, and boom, he takes off. Light fucking turns green, and he's gone. I'm like, fuck him. He leaves. So now we're all pumped up. Like, motherfuckers, so me and Austin are laughing. This motherfucker, you gonna fuck me, blah, 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 throwing bottles, fuck you. That's how our mentality was. We didn't know how it was going to happen. We just knew we were getting into a fight one way or another. So now we're on the boulevard 15, 20 minutes later, cruising around, minding our business. So some kid's got some disco blasting. He's in like a Cadillac or something like that, you know. We used to call it a Dadillac, you know, because it's your father's car. Meanwhile, I'm driving my sister's Jeep. Anyway, so I'm like all fucking huge, and I just got a fucking bad attitude. I'm just pissed off all the time. No steroids. I wasn't pissed off because I said no steroids. So I'm like, the kid looks at me. He's like, fuck you looking at, you fat fuck. Now I'm in the tank top. I'm feeling all jacked up and built. Fucking guy calls me a fat fuck. I go, what, motherfucker? Fat fuck, motherfucker. Pull the fuck over. He's like, fuck you. And he takes off. I said, this motherfucker. So me and Austin are blasting down the boulevard. I'm fucking doing the most ridiculous shit to catch up to him, you know. And the Jeep had some power, you know. So I'm like, bah, 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 bah. He's shooting like a maniac. Sure enough, red light. I'm like, I got this motherfucker. He's done. I jump out of the fucking Jeep, right? He doesn't have the sense to roll the window up. So what I'm doing is I'm fucking backhanding him. Boom! I'm not backhanding him. I'm forehanding him with my hand. And as I fucking hit him, and I'm slapping him. I'm humiliating him. It's called the fucking, you know, I'm giving him a fucking a whack right in the face. So I'm fucking, it's a crack, they call it. I'm cracking him. Boom! Crack. And every time I fucking hit him, his head goes off the fucking, I'm whacking his fucking head off the fucking back of the seat. Just, I probably did it about 15 times, right? Finally, the light fucking changes. The kid had enough. I let him go. I'm like, fuck you, leave. So now, I'm like, I go to Austin, yo, we gotta get off this fucking boulevard. So now what we do is we leave Francis Lewis Boulevard, we go up to Bell Boulevard. So on our way, we're trying to get to Bell Boulevard. We're like, yeah, I just want to get the fuck out of the area, because you know when they're getting, you got to get going. Next thing you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, fuck. And I just had beaten a assault case at the time. I'm like, I don't fucking need this shit, man. So next thing you know, a cop gets out. When the fuck did you guys get out? I'm like, what are you talking about? How long you been out? I said, actually, I just got off the Cross Island Parkway. We just came out now, you know? He's like, oh. He goes, you just got out now. He goes, you didn't break somebody's fucking glass and punch the shit out of the guy? Guy's fucking face is a mess right now. I said, he goes, and how about the guy you slapped the shit out of his fucking face? The guy's got handprints all over his face on Francis Lewis Boulevard. I'm like, I said, officer, what are you talking? I just got out. I just picked him up at his house and we just got here. You notice how the voice goes high because you're trying to be on. We just got out. What are you talking about? Cracked it. Where? When? Where is this guy? He goes, listen to me right now. He goes, you take this fucking Jeep and go back home where you came from. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, look, shut the fuck up. Leave now. I'm like, oh. So anyway, we leave, we go home. But the fighting part, I tell my kids, man, my kids can fight. They are black belts in mixed martial arts and all that stuff. My son that has MOONEY Dash Cam, a really good guy, man. Tough as nails. They don't fight. They don't get into fights because they're trained not to fight. They train to fight, but they're trained to do everything they can not to fight. You know, their sensei tells them, when in doubt, knock them out. They've never had to do it yet. They've come close. But I know that they'd be able to handle themselves on the street because they're in the black belt class fighting, you know, red belts and guys that I look at these guys and I'm like, I give them the bow, man. I'm like, nothing but respect for them, man. They're a real good group of guys. But, you know, I was fighting out of insecurity to try and get into, can I fight? Can I beat this guy? And you're scared when you're fighting. You know, anybody that says they're not scared is stupid and a liar and crazy. But it gets you nothing but trouble. And in today's day and age, man, get into a fight with the wrong guy that's been training and he'll whoop your ass all over the street. And even the guys that do train, yeah, man, I train. There's always somebody out there that's bigger and badder and tougher. And, you know, like we used to watch UFC when it first came out with Tank Abbott and all these guys, man. And I loved it, man. And that used to get me even more juiced up to fight. Like, yeah, I'll kill anybody. And me and Austin, and listen, you guys know what happened to Austin, man. He did a lot of time. He did 10 years, man, for a fight. Why? Because he got in trouble so many times fighting. Like I knew when it was time to stop being an asshole, so to speak. But I just, I figured I'd give you guys a quick story time about me and Austin out on the boulevard, minding our business and just getting into some shit. But listen, man, I hope everyone's being safe out there. We did Hoonigans, man. That was so freaking cool. If you guys missed it, you can go to Facebook. I know a lot of you guys don't like Facebook, but you can go to Facebook, check out the live that we did on Hoonigan. It was, they said they never had a live like that ever. This is the best live they ever had. They gave us a red carpet invitation to their burn yard whenever we want to go. And you know we're going to go. But it's crazy. Crazy stuff going on right now. We're going to keep posting. We're going to keep bringing it, man. I miss all you guys. And you guys are hitting with the comments, man. And it's all good. And I know you guys want to see videos. So of course, we're going to put them up. I have cars. We are getting cars a lot slower, a lot crazier out there, man. But all you guys hang in there, man. We're going to get through this. We're all going to be good. Just a little story time, man. Neutral Drop family. Love you guys.